Right guys, we're back with another review. Today we've got the HELLIXER from FOOTOON. Very interesting tank. So let's just have a little look at the what you get in the box to start off with, and then we'll get onto the tank itself. So we've got this nice box. There's a little tour of the box. Got all sorts of goodies on there. I'll give you some specs on it and what have you. The usual stuff. Nice bit of shizzle on the back there. Nice packaging. Really like the box. Very nice. So what we got in the box? Let's open the box. In the box we have the tank. I think they've overdone the packaging. Maybe there's a plan to come with a spare glass at some point. I don't know. But there we go. That looks like it should have that. And there's the tank itself, all made up. And a little tour of that. Let's get the focus on there a bit better so you can see it a bit better. Sorted. Okay, focus sorted there. Manual focus. All the way around. On the bottom. Very nicely made bit of kit. Very nicely made. It's got a bit of a retro sort of, I don't know, sort of like steampunk-esque look to it, slightly. There we go, that's that. So let's have a look what else we've got in the box. Let's take this piece out here. And what have we got in the box? We have got some spare screws and an Allen key. Many different bits and pieces and seals. You'll see what it is in it. This white one here is a little bit harder than the other one. I don't know why. It might be made out of a slightly different material. But loads of O-rings. Pardon me. And a FOOTOON vape band. Also, there is a little coil jiggy thing, which is around 2.7mm ish, from what my little tape measure says, to help aid you in the coiling process. So let's get on with the tank. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get the box out of the way. Put a bit back in there. And we'll have a look at the tank. I've got another one in bits so you can see how it all's in parts. But first, we'll just look at the airflow and juice flow control. Right. That one is so you can take it out of the box. There's 3 ticks there, as you can see. That's so you can take the deck out. When that one's like that, that is juice flow open in the middle, and also airflow wide open. And then that one, the end, is your juice flow shut off. So we can take that out and we can have a look at that. So the deck itself, let's get a nice close up of that. Let's get the focus a bit closer again for you on that. Okay, just see nice and clearly. I do apologise about the light, it's a bit bright. There we go. You can see nice and clear there. Your screw holes. You've got screw holes on the side and your screws on the thing. As you've noticed, it looks a bit strange. There's nowhere for the juice to go along the bottom. Let's get a pointy item. Something pointy, there we go. These, I believe, I wasn't sure what they were for. These holes here, because they don't serve any purpose. Obviously, you've got your nice big insulator there and chunky deck. But as you can see, there's your holes for your coils to go in. One at the top, one at the bottom, on either side. They're a little bit small. That's one thing I will say. I have got some like fuse claptons in here, but you can't get anything really chucky in there. Really huge. I've been using a 3mm bit in my coil master to wrap them with, which has done fine. And we shall get onto the wicking in a minute. But I just thought I'd give you a little tour of the deck there. There we go. It's quite clever. But as you'll notice, your wicks go through here, so your wicks go upwards. Game changer. Very clever idea. So, without further ado, we shall get onto the tank, and you'll see it in its split up form in bits, and we should do a little coil on it. So here's all the separate parts. Let's get the focus back here, because it's changed the focus. There we go. Here's all the different parts. Split down into all its parts. So here's all your bits and pieces. And we shall assemble it. There is an awful lot of O-rings in here. There's O-rings everywhere. The machining on it is lovely. All the parts are very nicely made. This is the bit that controls your juice flow and your airflow. You want to make sure these are nice and moist with juice when you put it together. I'll put a little bit of juice on there, make sure they've got a little bit of lubrication. So we shall assemble the tank. Movable glass, O-ring in there already, O-ring here. This plate here goes on the top. I thought I'd do it putting it together rather than taking it apart and be a little bit different. Why the hell not, eh? Why the hell not? That screws all the way together. Make sure you get nice and tight. O-rings are all nicely done up there. It's good, it's got a nice seal. That goes on the top. As I said, beautifully made thing. There's the top made. Now this piece here goes on there. We'll do that in a minute because we're going to go and wick it up first. As you can see, I've already got a build in here. This is some pre-made fused plateau stuff. See nice. See how I've done it. Anything over there. Focus to get out of the way. There we go. You see very nicely. You can see nice and close up. See how it's 7 wraps there with this pre-made stuff. I just got 2 bits of it given to me, so I thought I'd have a play with it in this. As you can see, you don't want to go when you do build on it. Just a word of warning: don't go too far from. If I can show you above you, you don't want to go much further out than I've gone there, because obviously you get it too far out, it's going to touch the plastic piece on the outside, this yellow piece, and it's going to short. You know, it's going to melt it. It's going to melt it. It's going to make a right mess. I'll get me a little Coil Master buildy jig. We shall get that on there. We'll get some cotton. We shall wick this bad boy up. Get that nice and central so you can see nice. See what I'm doing, so to speak. Focus back in again. Should be able to see alright now. Okay. So you can see all the way around there. And these are coming in at 0.3. Make sure they fire okay. I'm going to get the ramp up on this because this thing is not the most powerful one to fire. It goes firing up slowly. Come on, fire it up. This could take a while. Yeah, I'll get involved. I'll have to change the battery in that. It's a little bit low. Oh, there we go. Now we're starting to get a glow on. There we go. Glow. Just make sure they're nice and all burnt off nicely. Yeah, they're all good. There we go. Yeah, they're nice and level. Need to adjust them anything at all. There we go. Right, so we'll let that cool down. I shall be back in a second and we shall wick it up, shall we? Why the hell not? Why the hell not? Can we go in a bit closer? Yeah, we can go in a bit closer. There we go. We can go right close if we wish. There we go. A bit closer. Get some more focus on. You can see what's going on there. Focus. Right. If the autofocus will behave itself. There we go. There we are. You can see what's going on now, can't you? There we go. Nice and close. Let's do it that way, I think, because then we can see nice. You can see it nicely then, can't you? There we go. Still warm, but never mind, they'll be done. So I'm using cotton bacon. I've tried a few different things, I've tried a few different builds, bit of faffing. It's one of those tanks you need to get right, but it's quite easy to do. It is pretty easy to do. A bit of cotton. First of all, we shall fluff the cotton. I'll focus slightly off. It's just the light. We've got our cotton here, as usual. You know the score. I don't need to teach you guys how to do cotton. Everyone knows how to do cotton. Fluff it out a little bit, get it nice and give it a little bit of a roll. Pull it out a bit. It's a little bit too much there, maybe. Now, unusual as this is, it's very odd to wick it because it's completely like you think you're meant to wick it one way and then it doesn't. But because the wicks go up, you have to give it a twist on each end. You've got to twist that end and twist the other end, because you need to twist the other end so you can get it through the holes on the top. Nice and twisted, there it goes, nice and twisted. In we go with that. Out there, like so. Get them off. You don't want it too tight, but you don't want it too loose. And then what we've got to do, get our little tweezers, and this needs to pull up, like so, up through there like that. There we go. Try and make sure it doesn't get twisted. There it goes. A little bit of a rock back and forth just to make it nice and fluffy, and it's in there. It's not too tight in the coil. I can pull a bit back down again. Pull a bit back down. Like that. Do the same with the other side. Maybe twist because it's not quite twisty do. Let that go. And there, like so. Get it in. It's a bit of a fiddle. It is a bit of a fiddle. There probably is another way of doing it. You could probably get away with sort of like if you pulled it through one end first and then made it go around the other way. But to be honest, I think this is probably the best way to do it personally. It's the way I found the easiest anyway. Normally. Every time I've done it normally, it's gone straight away. But this one's just being a bit of a fuss pot. There we are. Go up through there. Up we go. It's a bit awkward doing it backwards so you guys can see it, but there we go. Straight up with the wicks like that. Let's see what's going on there. Look down a little bit, make sure it's nice and fluffed up there. We don't want any. Now, if you don't put enough through, it will leak. There's no two ways about it. It will leak. And then what you want to do is you want to cut it just slightly proud. Just slightly proud. I've got like a 1mm, 1mm on there. Get a little fluff over. And what you can do if you're not feeling there's enough there, you can just lift it up a little bit like that, just to get it in there. Nicely, get it nice and pretty looking. Everyone likes a nice build, don't they? Let's face it, everybody likes a nice build. So we'll do the other side. Same again. Fluff your cotton up. Fluff it out, pull it out. A little bit too much there. Fluff it, pull it, fluff it, pull it. Wangle each end, boobie doobie 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 doo. Boobie doobie doo on that end as well. Like so. Go through there. Wiggle backwards off, wiggle, 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 wiggle. Up through there like that. Hopefully the sound quality is a lot better now. I think I can get my hang of this microphone now. The microphone spot on. More of a twist. Shake. Get it. It is a bit of a fiddle, I will admit, but I quite like it because it's different, and I persevere with different. Different's good. FOOTOON are known for doing something a bit different. They always make products that are a little bit different to the norm, and this is definitely no exception. Definitely no exception. It's typical, isn't it? Just because I'm doing it for you guys, it's being a little git. I don't normally do it. It takes a minute. Done. Job done. Where am I saying? There we are. Through the can. Through the depths. Just get a brush. There we are. Just cotton it nicely. Do the other side now. It's very hard to show on cam when you're doing these sort of things. I do like to make it nice and fluffy. like to be able to come down a bit. Check it in. Can. Again, just like 1 or 2 mil above the deck, snip it. If you find there's too much cotton there, you can always pull a little bit back, but that's the way I've worked it out to be done. Just to make it right. Obviously, you don't want to shove it back, because if you shove it back, you're going to get dry hits, because it's just going to leak. But if you just get it nicely, so it's sat in there. So now we need some juice, don't we? We need to juice this sucker up. So I want some juice. What shall I put in it now? Ooh, I've got some. Let's put some of this fruity stuff in. Bit of fruity stuff. It's just some random, stuff. I've got some honey blue. Some fruity stuff. That's soaked in there. What you can do, you can tell if it's primary, right? Because you'll get your juice will go through 2 fingers. Well, like that. The one thing you do have to be careful is not to put too much in here, cotton wise, because what not enough even. You put too much in, it is a bit of twiddle to get it right. Put too much in, it'll just choke. Put not enough in, it'll just leak. So it's a bit of a it has taken me a while to get it tinkered right. But saying that, it's very cool. I like it. Get your juice on there, get loads of juicy on there. Well soaked and juice. Just give that a quick fire, make sure it's got plenty of juice in it. Okay. I think that'll do nicely. Just make sure that's all nice and tucked up. Now what we'll do is we'll just tuck all these nice and neatly away. You don't want it sticking out too far out the side, so when you slide the top over, it's going to get a bit juicy otherwise. Put a little bit too much juice on the paper. That should be fine now. There we go. Just give that a quick mop up. And then we'll fill the tank up, and you can see how the tank fills and everything else. Bear with me a second. There we go. So, right, next thing is we need to put this little plastic sucker on here. Bit of juice on there. Make sure it's moisty. Make sure everything's moist, otherwise it won't work properly. Make sure you get plenty around here, otherwise it won't work properly. Gently slide it over. Make sure your wicks aren't pulling down. As you can see, your wicks are there, look. So I'm going to put it back on. There we go, now we are. So first of all, we shall close the airflow off, and if I can, I shall take the top piece off again with the top, and you can see what happens as you turn it then. Take the glass back out again. I don't know if you can see in there. That is currently with the airflow, that is on the closed one. That's on that one there, look. Yeah? So when we turn it to that one, as we turn it round, it's a bit tight because it's still getting. Let's take it off here, it'd be easy to do. It's a bit tight because I've just cleaned it and it's pretty dry. That's why I said you need to put a lot of the. So as you turn it, my fingers are all covered in juice. You see that open it? So that's your juice flow open now. And also your airflow is wide open as well now. That's the only drawback, that's one drawback with it. The airflow and the juice flow is controlled at the same time. So maybe they need to address that maybe with an upgraded version. But hey, for what it is, it works well. So let's get this back together and put some juice in it. Now, juice flow is turned off currently. At the minute, let's get that closed. go. Hopefully my camera's a lot better now for you guys, so you can see a bit better. It's not leaking, it's me. I've got juice all over my fingers and making a right mess. So there we go. That's that. So let's fill it up with juice, shall we? There's my juice bottle on. Give it a quick shake. I'm well prepared as always. A little bit of this juicy juice. The juice holes could do with being a bit bigger. I mean, with this bottle it's fine. But if you've got anything sort of like you know, one of these type bottles, it might be a little bit awkward. Just dropped bottles of juice everywhere. Lovely jubbly. So that's full of juice. It's all full of juice now. Put the lid on. You can put a normal 510 drip tip in, which is great. I've tried quite a few of them and they fit spot on. So we shall go up top. Let's just give you a nice all round view again of that. There we go. Nice all round view. There we go. Finished article. Juice in the tank. Let's open the airflow and juice flow up, so juice can go through. Bubbles coming up, that's good. We've got bubbles, bubbles are good, bubbles are good. Right. Back in a second and we shall have a vape in it. We'll go back up top. So we're back up the top. I've got the HELLIXER on the put on autofocus might help, mightn't it, James? It's because I was down there. Autofocus. There we go. Got the HELLIXER. I've got it on top of the Minikin 1.5. And I've currently got it at 40 watts. And the coil's reading at 0.29. Oh, plenty of flavour off it. Flavour's decent, as you can see. Plenty of air flow, plenty of cloud. So, right, pros and cons. It's a funky looking thing. It's different. Drawbacks. The only drawback I can really see is the fact that you can't really adjust the airflow without adjusting the juice flow. So, I mean, you can lung hit it. Slightly restricted lung hit. As you can hear, there's plenty of airflow there. But let's knock it up a bit. Let's go to 45 watts. Really push the boundaries. See, that's slightly warm, but plenty of vapour, as you can see. Another pro to it, very well made, packaging's lovely. You don't get any instruction manuals, and there may be a little manual in there just to show people what the shizzle's about. But other than that, it's a nice bit of kit. Now they're going to be around between 25 and £30 sort of mark. As usual, the links will be down below for that when I can find some. I'll also link to the manufacturer's page as well. Big thanks to Bill from FOOTOON for sending these over. I've been using it now for about 2 weeks and I've got on pretty well with it. It's typical, isn't it? I try to do it on the build on the cam and I'm concentrating too much and it took me ages. Normally it's bing bang bosh, job done. But today it wasn't. But there we go. That was the HELLIXER from FOOTOON. I shall see you on the next one. Thanks for watching. Ta-da!